Local folklore in central India speaks of a warrior king so terrifying he caused the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb to suffer from chronic insomnia. The stories claimed this rebel possessed superhuman strength, capable of slicing a fully armored enemy and their horse in two with a single strike. He is depicted on the battlefield fighting off massive imperial armies, forces that swarmed his position like locusts, entirely on his own. By the late 17th century, Aurangzeb's empire was executing a massive campaign of military expansion across the Indian subcontinent, suppressing local populations and leaving a power vacuum in its wake. The pushback against this imperial expansion crystallized in the rugged, uneven terrain of Bundelkhand. The legends of superhuman feats mask a verifiable history, a brilliant tactician whose real-world strategies were just as effective as the myths suggest. Folklore attributes his speed to supernatural power, but the specific engineering of his weaponry suggests a focus on brutal efficiency. His true speed came from strategic mobility. He structured his forces around highly mobile cavalry, initiating a fast-striking campaign of guerrilla warfare. This maneuverability allowed his much smaller units to target slow-moving Mughal infrastructure and seemingly invincible stone forts before imperial generals could organize a response. This tactical map illustrates the contrast in their logistical footprints. You can see a single cumbersome Mughal supply column navigate the terrain, while the small Bundela cavalry forces hit multiple weak points and rapidly disperse. The superhuman speed celebrated in the region's poetry was a pioneering execution of asymmetric warfare, engineered to negate the vast size advantage of the empire. This tactical discipline was tested during a famous encounter where a massive Mughal army completely surrounded his small force, forming a deadly chakravyuh, or encirclement. When imperial commanders demanded his surrender, he refused, stating that this head bows only to God, not to the Mughals. Instead of fighting in all directions, his encircled formation suddenly pivoted, concentrating its entire offensive force on a single weak point. Shattering the siege line in one concentrated strike severed the enemy's formation, causing a rapid rout among the imperial soldiers. Breaking an unbreakable trap sent political shockwaves straight to the central throne in Delhi, damaging the illusion that the Mughal military could not be beaten. Surviving a heavily reinforced encirclement requires battlefield engineering and precise timing. His command of these elements proved far more dangerous than the sheer brawn celebrated in folklore. The final major myth we find in the historical texts claims he had a supernatural ability to dismantle Emperor Aurangzeb's traps in an instant. Historically, these traps took the form of complex political encirclements, coordinated briberies, and regional alliances designed by the empire to isolate his forces. He countered this with superior diplomacy, building a network of statecraft that continually outsmarted the vast financial resources and leverage of the emperor. His cavalry won the physical skirmishes, but his diplomatic mind prevented the rebellion from collapsing under the economic weight of the empire. After decades of constant conflict, the heavily funded Mughal war machine failed to break him. The tall tales of swords moving like lightning and single strikes cutting through armored horses stand as regional monuments to his actual tactical victories. These combined successes in combat and diplomacy earned him his lasting historical title, Maharaja Chhatrasal, the Lion of Bundelkhand. Maharaja Chhatrasal relied on unbreakable resolve, strict discipline, and a mastery of asymmetric warfare to secure a legacy that outlasted the empire itself.